WNEM TV5 Evening Extra is brought to you by the Law Office of Carol Thomas.
A fire so big it was called in from a mile away. The Sebewaing police chief confirms the Sportsman's Club and VFW building was reduced to smoldering, charred rubble overnight.
Thank you for tuning in to TV5 Evening Extra. The frigid weather only made the crew's fight even tougher. The building is a total loss.
The police chief tells TV5's James Felton what the investigation has revealed so far.
Initial calls came in approximately 1:30 this morning. Report of a structure fire at the end of Bay Street. The initial callers were over about a mile away, and they didn't know exactly what was burning.
Sebewaing Chief of Police Stephen Repke tells us the fire department quickly got the answer. It was the Sportsman's Club and VFW that was on fire.
Flames were through the roof, and the whole building was completely engulfed.
Repke spoke to us on behalf of the fire department to allow those who fought the flames through the night to get some rest. He says right now, no one has any idea how or why the fire began.
It's so far gone. It's undetermined on how it started. Are they going to call in fire investigators for them? The insurance company, that's to be determined at this time.
Repke did say that since the first 911 calls came in from about a mile away, it's likely the fire had been burning for a while. He also told us the structure was occupied as recently as Tuesday night.
They did have a luncheon after a funeral there yesterday, and that was the last time the building was used. And they think they had a meeting there of the Turkey Federation last night, and everybody left there about 8 o'clock at night. So that's all we know right now.
James Felton, WNEM TV5.
Later in the stream, we'll hear from the Sebewaing residents sharing their memories about the Sportsman's Club and VFW building.
Still unfolding, we now know the identity of the man killed in Saginaw's first murder of the year yesterday. Investigators say 41-year-old Jose Barrera of Saginaw was shot on 12th Street. Police say a person is in custody. No additional information has been released. Stay with TV5 on air, online, and on the TV5 mobile app for updates.
Residents in Davison Township are invited to a special board meeting tomorrow. Members will discuss the proposed construction of a new township hall and police station. The architect company will share information and help answer questions. The meeting starts tomorrow night at 6 at the Township Municipal Building on North Irish Road.
And our weather forecast stuck on repeat as temperatures are once again in the teens for tonight and headed to 0 or even below in some locations for tonight. And that doesn't include the wind chill. Our temperature right now in Bay City, 12 degrees to MBS and Midland, right around that as well. 13 in Flint and Owasso and 15 in Mount Pleasant with wind chills that are near 0 or dropping a bit below. It's not the worst that we've seen, and the winds will actually lighten up a little bit tonight. But I do think there will be a chance that our skies clear out at least somewhat, which could lead to a bigger cool down and lead to, of course, even a minor wind, bringing a wind chill. A look at Bertrand tonight shows that there's not really any significant snow slowing us down this evening. There are occasional snow showers and light snow showers here and there, but overall, we do expect as we go through tonight, accumulation should be relatively minor for most, maybe a little bit more in areas like Houghton Lake, but even then, still not expecting much. Your next 12 hours show temperatures will be dropping off in the wind chill department by at least about 10 or 15 degrees. We'll take a look at where we're headed for the rest of the week, including the coldest day of wind chills coming up.
Thank you, Chris. As the cold spell sticks around, the winter weather is causing a spike in emergency calls in Genesee County.
TV5's Zane Omer went to the 911 dispatch center where they say they've received hundreds of reports for crashes alone over the past few days.
You can see the roads are still slick out here tonight, and the snow and ice are what's driving a surge in car crashes here in Genesee County.
When the snow really hit and the temperatures really dropped, it definitely the accident shot right up.
Jessica Young is a telecommunicator with Genesee County 911. She says dispatch has received more than 500 calls for car crashes in the past 5 days, well above the usual volume.
In the summertime, it's high winds and thunderstorms. In the winter, we get icy roads and bad crashes.
Inside the dispatch center on Linden Road, phones are ringing around the clock.
When you get one crash, you don't just get one call, you get multiple calls. Every call taker is taking a call on the same crash, and when we're dispatching it, you're getting update after update after update because people are still calling it in.
As one asks questions to the caller, another dispatcher gets in contact with emergency services to respond.
We take the best information that we can get from a caller, we disseminate it, and we're constantly updating them with more information as we get it in. I do know that citizens do get frustrated with questioning sometimes, but we are always sending help to you while we're asking our questions. So nothing slows any kind of response down.
Young says speed and following distance are often the cause behind the calls they receive. Her advice as people hit the road in the winter weather.
Every year, I think people forget that it's a little icy and a little snowy. So just make sure that you're driving slow, giving yourself a little bit more time to, make your commute. And especially with the 4 expressways in our county and the commuter traffic, we do get an influx of accidents, especially during the morning commute and the evening commute.
Young says when you call 911, it's important to be able to give your location and your phone number in case the call gets disconnected. She suggests looking at crossroads and mile markers as you drive to and from your destination. Reporting in Genesee County, Zane Omer, WNEM TV5.
Thank you, Zane. Here's a look at Zender Snowfest in Frankenmuth, where artists have been chipping away at their frigid works of art since early this morning. Teams from around the world got started on their single and double block creations today. Our TV5 Wake Up crew caught up with a sculptor from Saginaw who says competing in the world-class single block competition is a tradition for him and his friends.
Yeah, our design this year is a bear who's camping and he's lounging in a hammock that's strapped between a rock face and a big pine tree. We'll be working until Saturday morning when we have to be finished at 10 a.m.
His team are all graduates of Michigan Tech. He says they've been competing in the world-class division since 2010. Snowfest runs through Sunday, and you can vote for the People's Choice Award online this week. Just look for the QR code on the sign in front of your favorite sculpture, and you can find more information about Snowfest on our website, WNEM.com.
An investment in Genesee County will help some homeowners avoid foreclosure. The Rocket Community Fund awarded the county treasurer's office a grant worth $100,000. The money will help expand property tax exemption assistance and strengthen foreclosure prevention efforts for eligible homeowners across Genesee County. This will include proactive outreach, application processing, housing counseling, and direct client assistance to help residents maintain housing stability.
New investment for the oldest building in a mid-Michigan downtown. Governor Gretchen Whitmer awarded more than $1.4 million toward renovating Midland's Oddfellows building. The project will redevelop the 1876 building to include 5 new apartments. The money is from the Revitalization and Placemaking Program, which supports infrastructure and real estate rehabilitation and development.
Across Michigan, new information on the gun a 4-year-old Lansing girl used to accidentally shoot herself, leading to her death. Police say 22-year-old Malachi Pendergrass, the boyfriend of the girl's mother, was on parole at the time the girl was shot. Investigators say the night before the shooting, he pushed the loaded gun, which was stolen, under the couch, adding he and the girl's mother were sleeping on a different couch in the apartment and woke up after the girl shot herself in the head. Pendergrass told investigators he bought the weapon from the street for $250. Pendergrass remains held on $1 million bond after being arraigned last week as a habitual third offender with 6 counts, including violating Michigan's safe storage law. You can read more about this story on WNEM.com. Shop till you drop while supporting women entrepreneurs.
How dusting off your vintage windbreaker or acid wash jeans will support children in the foster care system after the break.
Plus, light up the night while honoring victims and survivors of human trafficking. Still ahead, how you can help shed a light on its harmful community impact.
It's so far gone. It's undetermined on how it started.
Sebewaing's chief of police describing the state of the Sportsman Club and VFW building after a fire reduced it to a pile of smoldering rubble last night.
It was a place for celebrating, a place for gathering, and a place for paying tribute to local heroes. But now that place is only seen through pictures and in the minds of those mourning its loss. Residents tell TV5's James Felton why this was more than just a building.
Woke up this morning and my wife told me about it, and I was just shocked. I'm just like the whole community, I would imagine.
Jim Bolzman is a lifelong resident of Sebewaing who tells me he had his wedding reception at the Sportsman's Club and VFW building in 1980. The iconic structure was destroyed by fire overnight.
All the military things in there, and they had a lot of animal mounts in there and everything, and just a lot of the other weddings that I went to, and I worked for Michigan Sugar, and we always had our orientation meetings out here and everything, so it brings back a lot of memories.
Same goes for Alice Wisner, who says she feels sadness over the sudden loss of a building that meant so much to so many.
The whole community needed this place.
She tells us her daughter had her wedding reception here, and that's not all.
My grandparents had their 50th wedding anniversary there. Many graduations.
But now there will be no more events held in the place that stood for nearly 76 years.
All those memories that are gone is devastating.
Jenny Martins tells me she enjoyed her time at the Sportsman's Club and VFW building, saying it was a wonderful place to visit.
It was always clean and every night. It was very nice. Nice group of people.
As for Bolzmann, he said he also thinks back to when his dad used to take him fishing nearby, and this building was always there. But now things are different.
It's been hard to just imagine that's gone.
TV5 did talk to the director of the VFW on the phone. He said all of their stuff was in there. That stuff was written history of veterans and flags. He also said in the 60s, Battle of the Bands competitions were held there, and one of the most famous winners was Bob Seger. As for the fire, the cause of it is under investigation.
The lawsuit filed by Brenda Tracy against former MSU football coach Mel Tucker has been dismissed. Tracy, an advocate for sexual assault survivors nationwide, sued Tucker in October of 2024, more than a year after he was fired from MSU for cause, after an investigation determined he harassed her during a 2022 phone call. Tracy's lawsuit claimed Tucker intentionally tried to ruin her image and broke a contract for speaking arrangements following a phone call where she says Tucker pleasured himself without her consent. A separate lawsuit Tracy filed against Tucker remains under consideration by the Michigan Court of Appeals.
The state Senate has unanimously passed legislation that aims to crack down on human trafficking. According to a state senator from northern Michigan, Senate Bills 520 and 521 would increase current penalties for human trafficking from a 10-year and or $10,000 penalty to a 20-year and or a $20,000 penalty. Trafficking a minor would be increased to life in prison and or a $50,000 penalty. The bills now head to the House.
And the ice coverage on the Great Lakes up to about 30.1% compared to last year's 20.3%. But this number is a little bit lower than yesterday. Our suspicion in the First Alert Weather Center is the fact that we had a wind direction yesterday that was supportive of breaking up some of that ice, but still plenty of coverage and many taking advantage of the better conditions this year compared to some of the years that we've had recently. A look outside at Birch Run along 75. Everything seems like it's flowing as you would expect tonight. There are some snow showers here and there along with a few flurries, but nothing that's terribly significant. Our low temperatures tonight will drop off to around 0 or a bit below. Houghton Lake seems like one of the coldest spots. Average low is right around 15, so we are not even close to that, and we're not even close to our average high tomorrow, which is usually around 29. We will be in the teens once again, and a few locations may not even reach 10. Cold weather advisories in place for our northern row of counties. We've got Roscommon, Ogama, and Iosco. These are in effect from 10 o'clock tonight right through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Wind chills between about 15 and 25 below seem possible with frostbite times around 30 minutes or less. As we go through the morning, you can clearly see that some areas are impacted more than others. Could be a few spots in the thumb that drop down as low as that as well, but may not be quite as consistent as some of the areas that are a little bit further to the north, and that might be why we don't have an advisory there for now. Conditions do improve tomorrow afternoon. Think by the time the kids come home from school, we're at least above 0 with the wind chill, but then we drop right back down on Friday. It does seem like we'll have a more widespread 10 to 20 below spread in the forecast data on Friday morning. So this could be a tougher call when it comes to school, but I also think there is a possibility that we could be looking at more of a delay because we do get wind chills up out of advisory territory by the time the late morning and early afternoon comes around. So we'll see what happens with that decision. There are people in charge who make those decisions and know more about their districts than we do, so we will defer to them, but I think it's at the very least worth watching what happens on Friday. Temperatures are expected to remain cooler than average even into the first part of February. Your First Alert pinpoint Doppler radar shows we've got some occasional snow and light flurry activity tonight, but very spread out, so most of us probably won't see much. I do think we'll watch this heavier band of snow that's a little bit further to the north coming through Roscommon County, may lead to a minor accumulation there, but overall we're not really expecting anything significant at this time. Your hour-by-hour forecast through tonight shows we occasionally clear up our skies, which is one of the reasons we cool down so much. I think we'll have a chance at some sunshine tomorrow morning, likely some more cloud cover in the afternoon, but it doesn't look like any snow showers are widespread on Thursday either. Then I think it's pretty much the same story on Friday. We will watch some of these lake effect showers Friday that are offshore, we'll see if they try to push a little bit further inland. Your forecast for the next 7 days shows the weekend is dry for now. A few chances for snow early next week, but temperatures, I think, are the bigger story. We find our way back into the 20s.
Thank you, Chris. A case in the state Supreme Court could change a long-used tactic to catch child predators.
It's being argued that the tactic is entrapment, a practice where law enforcement persuades or causes an innocent person to commit a crime. TV5's Zain Omer tells us how the Genesee County Sheriff's Office found itself in the story presented to the court.
In Genesee County, it's common for the sheriff's office to share the results of its ghost stings.
We take no joy from putting this out there, but we do this to keep others from doing it.
But a case out of the west side of the state being heard by the Michigan Supreme Court could change the way these task forces operate.
Certainly, it would be obviously momentous for my client who was convicted of a felony.
Timothy Doman is the defense attorney in the case People of Michigan versus Janelle Ravindra Jade. According to the case summary, the sheriff's departments in Van Buren and Genesee counties posted an advertisement on an adult escort website as part of an undercover operation.
They used photographs of someone who I believe was 19 or maybe even older. And so people were contacting to arrange a meeting with this decoy. And so they would usually start texting, start arranging for a meetup, and then the officer would say, well, I'm actually 15. Is that okay?
The summary shows Jade began texting the decoy, insisting the woman had to be 16, but the decoy responded that she was 15 years old. Jade then proposed going out to eat with her, and in response, the decoy again brought up exchanging sex for money. Ultimately, he agreed to meet the decoy at a hotel, where he was arrested and charged with child sexually abusive activity, accosting a child for immoral purposes, and using a computer to commit a crime. But Doman argues the sting operation crossed the line into entrapment.
Entrapment is defined as police creating a crime and then going out and inducing people to commit it, which is exactly what happened in this case. We're really looking at the police conduct and what was the intent and design of it. Was it to catch people who otherwise would have committed the same crime, or is it to create crimes that otherwise would not have occurred?
I reached out to Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson, who says in a statement, Ghost has worked diligently to identify and arrest predators of human trafficking, hold them accountable, and prepare for prosecution. However this court decides, Ghost will continue to follow the rule of law and do all that can be done to hold predators accountable and protect victims of human trafficking. In the meantime, it's wait and see for Doman's client.
He's on the sex offender registry now. This has upended his life. So I think certainly a favorable decision in his case specifically would hopefully, bring some closure to the situation and also right what I consider a wrong.
For local news, women-owned businesses teaming up in their best neon and leg warmers to give you a chance to shop till you drop while benefiting foster children. Foster Families Navigation and Resource Center is hosting Women's Night tomorrow at Freeland's Back Orchard Barn. The theme is 80s for the ladies and includes cocktails, mocktails, music, and more. And if you donate new packages of socks, underwear, or other necessities, you'll get an extra ticket for the door prize. Women's Night starts tomorrow at 6, and to get your tickets, go to the hot link section on WNEM.com.
Light up the night with the Genesee County Sheriff's Office to honor victims and survivors of human trafficking. A candlelight vigil is planned for Friday afternoon as Human Trafficking Awareness Month comes to a close. During the annual event, you can hear from the Genesee Human Oppression Strike Team, also known as GHOST, the United Way, and the PRISM Project, which provides resources for child survivors. Friday's candlelight vigil is free and open to the public, starting at 4:30 in the lobby of the Genesee County Jail. All new tonight, one son surprised his father when the Seattle Seahawks played in the NFC Championship game. It's tonight's can't miss moment on the news at 10 on the Great Lakes Sports and Entertainment Network.
Then on TV5 News at 11, find out what motivates people to brave the elements to create works of art for Zender Snowfest.
Also at 11, data centers demand lots of energy to operate. Some of the ideas lawmakers are being urged to consider to protect resources and customers.
In your 7 days, shows will be a little bit warmer by the end of the weekend and next week, but I would say it's hard to argue that this week is at least favorable for the snow sculptures, and we've had some bad years recently with those. So I think we'll take it. I'm not sure what the ideal temperature is. I would think this is probably pretty good because you can hold the structure, but yeah, overall, no complaints.
Imagine if it gets so cold, it's got to be difficult to work with the snow.
I would think it gets hard at a point, but again, I'm not an expert. All I know is they won't melt.
You could ask them because you might be going there.
Maybe Friday.
Maybe. That could be a question. We'll be waiting for the answer. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for watching WNEM Evening Extra. Of course, keep up with us as the news breaks online, on our app, or on social media.
We'll see you on TV5 at 11.